Today is my birthday, and as the tradition goes on this channel, we're going to make a silly video about animals in gaming, and this year we're going over the top 20 dragons in gaming. Starting off this list at number 20, we have the famous series Monster Hunter. Now, I've never actually played any of these games, but I know there's a lot of dragons, and I also know that you guys would probably hate me if I didn't include this game, so here it is. Games like this are also why I am incorporating a rule of only one dragon per game series, so there's only going to be one Monster Hunter dragon in this video, and Monster Hunter is number 20. Oh wait, which dragon from Monster Hunter, you ask? This one on screen right now. That's the 20th best dragon. Next up, we are starting the controversy early because we have a dragon from Stardew Valley. Now, Tooterp, I'm sure you're thinking, Stardew Valley doesn't have any dragons. That's clearly a dinosaur. It even says dinosaur in the game. And while I will not allow any dinosaurs on this list, I'd argue this is actually a dragon. Sure, it doesn't have wings like a dragon would, but it does breathe fire. And that's something no ordinary dinosaur would ever be able to do, which meets 2 out of 3 of the official requirements for being a dragon. It looks like a dinosaur and it breathes fire, but it does not have wings. Luckily, according to my 5th grade math teacher, 2/3 rounds up to 1, meaning this Stardew Valley dragon is indeed a dragon. And not just any dragon, but the 19th best dragon in all of gaming. Now we have Lernie from Hades, which is one of my favorite games of all time, and I would love to make some videos on both Hades and Hades 2 if you'd want to see it. But once again, I'm sure people are gonna start yapping about how Lernie is not a dragon, but instead a Hydra. But first of all, Hydras are already pretty close to dragons. I mean, have you guys ever seen Hercules, the movie? No, not the one with the rock. Yeah, this thing. This thing is a Hydra, and that looks like a dragon to me. And Lernie breathes out fire, so we already have most of our requirements for being a dragon confirmed. But the most important thing to note in this situation is the fact that we cannot see the bottom half of Lernie's body on account of it being under the lava. So for all we know, Lernie actually has wings and is 100% a dragon. We may never know the truth for sure, but as far as I'm concerned, the evidence adds up, and Lernie is a certified fire-breathing dragon. So, do you guys remember Pow World? The Pokemon ripoff with guns? It was popular for like a couple of days, and then I guess everyone just agreed to never speak of it ever again. Well, I'm breaching the NDA because I'm pretty sure this game has a dragon in it, and if it did, it probably had a gun, which is cool. Now, there is a slight chance that I'm mistaken and there is no dragon in this game, in which case, let's just pretend there is. Because the gun-wielding Pal World Dragon is the 17th best dragon in all of gaming. Cookie Clicker is a game I'm sure everyone and their grandma has heard of at some point in their life. There's a big cookie on your screen and you click it to make cookies. You can even get upgrades like hiring grandmas to bake extras for you. These upgrades exponentially increase until you unleash the apocalypse and need to get a dragon on your side to help bake cookies. And that dragon is pretty cool, so the Cookie Clicker Dragon is the 16th best dragon in all of gaming. Alright, this is as serious as I've been in the entire video. There is an old arcade game called Dragon's Lair, and I like this game a lot, as well as Space Ace, which are very similar to each other. Both of them have anime-styled animations, which makes the game super fun to play and watch, so I just wanted to give a shout out to Dragon's Lair since there is a dragon in that game, believe it or not. Also, one of these anime animation arcade games used footage from Lupin III, the Castle of Cagliostro, and that is amazing to me. It is also plagiarism and copyright infringement, but it is a fun game and I like the anime, so it's a win-win for me. Anyway, like I said, the dragon from Dragon's Lair, the arcade game, is the 15th best dragon in all of gaming. Are you ready to get pegged? Because this next dragon comes from the hit game Peggle. This is a very underrated game that I've been secretly a fan of for years. I've never made videos on this game because I don't know where I would even start, but one of the playable characters is indeed a dragon, and when I played this game over a decade ago, that was my favorite character. Now that I think about it, I don't really know why. He's definitely not the best character, but he is a dragon, and that is pretty cool, so yeah. Subscribe if you like pegging. Call of Duty is a franchise that used to be on top of the world in the gaming community, both in terms of sales and its reputation. Back in the day, every Call of Duty game just kept getting better until one day they decided to stop doing that, which is a decision I don't really understand or agree with, but I'm not a game developer, so who am I to judge? Anyway, Black Ops 3 was one of my favorite Call of of Duty games because I love the Zombies game mode. And one of my favorite maps in the Zombies game mode is Drak. And within this map, there are dragon heads. Now, some of you Black Ops 3 Zombies fans may have expected me to pick the dragons from Gorod Krovi, since you can actually ride on top of them and fly to other parts of the map, and they're, you know, actually fully fledged dragons. But these dragon statue head things are funnier to me, and I like this map a lot more. So yeah, the dragon heads from Drak that give you the bow weapon are the 13th best dragon in all of gaming. Pokemon is the most successful video game franchise in the entire world, and it is full of mini dragons to choose from. And as a fan of the classics, I'm going to go with the one that I think comes to everyone's mind as soon as you hear the word Pokemon. Fat Charizard. Wait, no, not him. I said Fat Charizard. There we go. Yeah, I don't remember this guy's name because I honestly haven't played a lot of Pokemon, but he is the best dragon from Pokemon by far. If you guys at home want me to play Pokemon though, or want me to make some videos on it in the future, comment down below and maybe I'll give the game a chance. I've heard there's a lot of reading though, which is something I never learned how to do, so I've stayed away from it. But anyway, Fat Charizard is the best dragon from Pokemon. Now, back in my day, I used to get on my terrible old laptop and log into this popular MMO called Adventure Quest Worlds. This was one of my favorite games back in the day and really the only MMO I ever got into. In fact, if you've been subscribed for over 10 years, which you haven't been, don't lie, my YouTube profile picture used to just be my AQ character, which is kind of lame, but that's why I changed it. Don't judge me. Anyway, there's this really cool area in the game named after a dragon where you have to climb up a mountain, enter a lair, traverse through other dragons, and eventually fight this big bad guy right here. I used to have to get groups of like 10 people to help me fight this thing, but logging back into my account for the first time in half a decade, I guess I'm just better at the game because I soloed him. But he is still the best dragon from AQ. Wait, what the heck? They added more to the map and there's a bigger, badder dragon? Well, this guy is just a poser. The original red guy is still the best and the 11th best dragon in all of gaming. But for number 10, my homie Guaca is going to talk about his favorite dragon from a game called Dragon's Dogma. Now, I've never played that game, so I have no clue if there's actually any dragons in it, but I trust his judgment because he's made some amazing YouTube videos, plus he is a big fan of the game, so you should go check him out.
Okay guys, I want you to imagine a dragon so powerful that it could change the fate of the entire universe. Well, that dragon actually exists. His name? Grigori. This powerful dragon hails from the realm of Dragon's Dogma and is the embodiment of the classic fantasy dragon. A deep, booming voice, scales as red as the flames it spews from its maw, and he's the size of a small mountain. Grigori sends the player on a quest to reclaim their stolen heart, a journey carefully orchestrated by Grigori himself that will forge you into a true Arisen. And all of this development reaches its climax at his lair, where he gives you one final test: the sacrifice of a loved one for eternal power, or face him in combat, reclaim your heart, and see what lies beyond the veil. This fight is absolutely incredible as well, one of the best dragon fights in gaming history, and by the end of it, as he reveals the nature of the universe to you, you learn that he was just as much of a hero in this story as you were. With such an amazing villain with a great presence and fight, I am advocating for Grigori to be #1 spot on this list. That's right, baby. Dragon's Dogma is the greatest game with the greatest dragon of all time.
You know what? After hearing that, I actually don't agree, so
Come on, dude. I just pulled my heart out.
I'm just gonna do number 10 again with a different dragon. Sorry, Guaca. If you feel bad for Guaca, go check out his YouTube channel and subscribe because he's really funny and has tons of great videos. And if you don't subscribe, you are missing out. Seriously, he's a good friend of mine and his videos are very funny. But we're doing this video my way. I'm hijacking my own video because I think the 10th best dragon is actually from Zelda. Now, I think we all know which dragon from Zelda is going to be the best. It's a fan favorite game, I think it's great, and its dragon is super iconic as well. The dragon from Zelda 1 on the NES. Wait, no, not the dragon with 4 heads. I'm talking about the one from the first dungeon. Yeah, there we go. This guy rules. Wait, why is everyone booing me? Cut it out, guys. This dragon is great. It's clearly the 10th best dragon in all of gaming. But up next, we have arguably the most iconic dragon on YouTube aside from maybe Fat Charizard, the Ender Dragon. Now, I love Minecraft. We all love Minecraft. I honestly thought about making a video on the top 10 best blocks in Minecraft, and maybe that's something we can explore in the future, much like we all explore our new Minecraft worlds whenever we decide to play. But But at the end of all that exploration always comes, well, the end. That's what it's called, right? It's been a while since I've played. And inside the end is the Ender Dragon, which is kind of an unimaginative name now that I think about it, but whatever. Anyway, this dragon has to be in this video. I mean, it has purple eyes, it's from Minecraft, it looks cool, so yeah, this is the 9th best dragon in gaming. But now we have Spyro. Everybody loves Spyro. Well, to be honest, I've always preferred Crash Bandicoot, and I've never actually played a Spyro game, but my agent told me if he wasn't in this video, I would be sent to court, and I cannot afford that. Plus, Spyro is pretty cute, right guys? I kinda want to get a plushie of him, but what I really want him in is Smash Bros. I know it's a little late to be asking for a new Smash Bros character, but I think Spyro would be a good fit. Not as good of a fit as Crash Bandicoot, but I mean, Crash Bandicoot isn't a dragon, so let's just move on. Right after Spyro, we have an even better dragon, being the one from Genji's ult in Overwatch. You know what, actually, how about Overwatch 2? That's even better, right? Not that there's really much of a difference, I've just heard it's a little bit better. Anyway, I just always thought this ult was cool, and seeing a ninja shoot a dragon out of his, sword, I guess, is just a really cool sight to behold. Plus, I already like ninjas and dragons, so that's just a combo I could not resist putting on this list. But now we're getting into the best of the best here, because we have the dragon from Kirby Superstar Ultra in that RPG boss thing. This is a cool little Easter egg already that I believe is referencing Final Fantasy, but I could be wrong on that. I just know it's an Easter egg referencing some RPG game, which I do appreciate. Plus, it's a dragon that's in a completely different style than anything else in this game, which once again is something I can really appreciate. I've just always thought this dragon was cool, and I can't leave the Kirby series out of this video when this is one of my favorite game franchises of all time. And I actually thought about making an argument for Dynablade being a dragon in this video, but I think Dynablade would have actually fit better in my top 10 chickens in gaming videos, so I guess I missed an opportunity. But starting off the top 5, we have Bubble Bobble, one of my favorite games on the NES and of all time. If you haven't played Bubble Bobble, this game probably looks silly and you probably don't understand what's so fun about it, but it is genuinely one of the best multiplayer experiences of all time. It is such a good game, and I honestly might make a dedicated review video to it in the future if that's something you guys would want to see. But anyway, there are 2 dragons in this game that you play as, Bub and Bob. Yes, those are their real names. That's probably why the game's called Bubble Bobble. Now, you may argue that they look more like dinosaurs, but according to the in-game lore, they are dragons, which I guess didn't stop me with Stardew Valley, but these guys also breathe fire with the fire power-up, so they qualify as dragons more than the Stardew Valley dragons, which we've already established and confirmed as dragons. But which one is better, Bub or Bob? Well, this is a tough choice, but I'm gonna have to go with Bob because he is blue. Oh, Bob is the blue one, by the way. Bub is the green. Bob is just great, though, and he's from a great game, so being my favorite color is just the cherry on top. So congratulations, Bob. You are the 5th best dragon in all of gaming. Next up, we have a dragon I know a lot of you guys are going to like, being the Mecha Dragon from Mega Man 2. Now, I love this dragon for a million reasons, but due to time, I'll only list a few. First of all, I love the design. While being a little bit derpy, it still looks cool and works great as a giant boss for the first Wily Castle in Mega Man 2. The fight is fun, the aura of this dragon is strong, and I just like everything about it. But even better is that I beat Tass in a speedrun of the dragon fight. If you don't know what Tass is, it's basically a robot that can do insane, inhuman, frame-perfect inputs and has the world record in literally every video game ever made. But I beat it specifically in this fight, which was super fun. If you don't believe me, I did make a video on it though, so check that out if you're curious or if you think I'm lying, which I would never do. Either way, the Mech Dragon is great and the 4th best dragon of all time. Coming in at 3rd place, we have probably my favorite dragon in gaming, being Ridley. Now, since he is my favorite, you're probably wondering why he's in 3rd place, and that's because I try to keep all of my videos objective here, so I don't let any of my opinions or beliefs get in the way. Plus, Ridley can be a real jerk while speedrunning Super Metroid, believe me. And he also has an annoying screech in Metroid Fusion, so despite my love for him, he definitely has his flaws. That being said though, how can you not like Ridley overall? He's arguably the most iconic video game dragon of all time, and if you disagree, then you need to go play Super Metroid right now before I come to your house and make you stub your toe. That's right, if you don't play Super Metroid right now, I'll do it, unless you subscribe or something, but that's your only way out. But with pretty much every amazing video game dragon already being on this list, you're probably wondering who could possibly come next. Well, at number 2, we have one of the best dragons of all time, maybe even the best objectively, the dragon from Adventure on Atari. Now, the Atari is underappreciated by a lot of retro game players due to its aging poorly, and some of its games certainly did, but other games like Adventure are still incredibly fun to this day. And Adventure has dragons that literally eat you. I already love these dragons because I love playing this game as a kid, but my favorite part about them is when they get picked up by the bat. So if you don't know, there are bats in this game, and they can pick you up and fly around, and it's basically a game over. But because this is on the Atari, if you die, the game doesn't just end unless you manually reset it. Meaning you can get eaten by a dragon, and if you don't reset the game, you'll just sit there looking at your corpse, which is fun, I guess. But when things really get fun is if you're lucky enough for a bat to show up and pick up the dragon. Then you get to watch your dead body inside the belly of a dragon get dragged around the map of Adventure by a bat. That's one of the craziest things ever, and I'm sure anyone who's ever played Adventure has done that before, and if you haven't, you are seriously missing out. It's honestly one of the funniest things in all of gaming, so go play Adventure and get eaten by a dragon and then make that dragon get picked up by a bat. Okay, but seriously, at this point, every good dragon has been used, right? Who could possibly be number one? Well, I'll let my good friend Ethan tell you guys.
Hey there, Tooterp. Thank you so much for having me on. I know throughout the video you've been talking about who is the #1 dragon, and I think we can all agree with this. I think that the #1 dragon is me dragging my nuts.
Alright, never mind. Ethan is banned from my YouTube channel. But you guys should still go say hello to him over on his YouTube channel and his Twitch channel as well, because if we can look past that awful vulgar joke, he's a great guy. But anyway, this is going to be controversial, but the #1 best dragon in all of gaming is going to have to be Bowsette. If you don't know who Bowsette is, you're lying. But this is what happens when Bowser puts on that weird mushroom crown thing and he basically turns into an anime girl. And I love two-dimensional women, so the fact that a two-dimensional woman can also be a dragon is honestly unfair for everyone else on this list. Also, yes, Bowsette is indeed a dragon. She can breathe fire, she is a reptile, and I think Bowser is already like half dragon at least, right? I know he's a Koopa, but isn't that like a turtle and a dragon mixed together or something? Which would make him 50% dragon already, and like my 5th grade math teacher said, that rounds up to 100% dragon. But anyway, I know this is unfair on account of Bowsette being a two-dimensional woman, but like I said, I try to keep these lists subjective. And objectively, Bowsette is the best dragon in all of gaming. Welp, those were the top 20 or 21 technically dragons in gaming. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and surely you guys all agreed with every single choice on this list, right? If you're new to this channel, I'm sorry, and I appreciate it if you actually made it this far, but there's no way, right? There's no way this is the first video you've watched of mine and you actually watched the whole video. I refuse to believe it. Comment down below if this is the case, but I mean, I'll probably recognize you because, again, there's no way this is your first Tooterp video and you watched the whole thing, right? I was trolling the whole time. I would never admit to that ordinarily, but yeah, I was trolling the whole time. Well, half the time. Some of these dragons I do really like.